I know you said your mom promised to star in your first movie back when you were 8 years old. Just was that part of the pitch to get her in this? How did the ask go, I guess?
Well, I think when my mother said that to me, that was on the making of my very first short film when I was an 8-year-old despot running around with a camcorder. And, it's very easy to say to a kid, yeah, of course, I probably tortured her and said, if I ever make a real movie, and she was like, of course, of course, I'll be in your film, little tiny child. I probably called her on it a bit faster than she thought. And no, I have to say, Mum jumped aboard straight away. She sat down, read the script and said, I love it, I'd love to do it.
And I guess for you, yeah, Elizabeth, how fun was it making those home movies back in the day when he was a child? And did you truly think it would lead to something like this, to him making a feature film?
Well, we have an amazing collection of movies that Damien made throughout the years, starting as really babyish and then getting slicker and slicker. I'm in almost all of them. So pretty much everyone I knew. He tortured us, to be honest. Whenever we went on vacation, I'd look and there'd be an extra suitcase packed with costumes, lights, everything. He had his own bullhorn at one stage. He had a director's chair. And
I used to fold
it.
I bought it once. I used to fold it and cram it into a hand iron.
He was
You were serious.
So, you know what? People keep saying, did it feel strange to be directed by your son? But actually, it didn't, because I've been directed by him for so many years. So it's different, obviously, with a big crew and, we were
real.
It was real.
For Lionsgate.
But otherwise, it felt normal.
Yeah.
It just felt normal to be told I'd missed my mark, to be told to stop fiddling, to be told... It was normal. So
the natural progression.
Yeah, so it felt good. So when the ask came, I was like, sure, absolutely, I love you.
I was gonna say, not that it was weird, I guess, but just being called mom by your director had to be at least a little different than usual.
So we had this conversation. We tried for the first few scenes on the first day. I was like, okay. Should I call you mom? Should I not? And I tried just to say nothing, and it was too weird. Like an hour, and I was like, okay, mom, come in. And
But that was the strangest thing of all, probably.
Yeah.
But for you to call me Elizabeth would be really weird.
That was too
right.
strange. And calling you nothing felt rude. So it was
Yeah. He refers to me as EH in emails, not
but never
not to me, no.
Right, that would be strange too.
I can't bring myself to write a business email about mom.
No.
Fair. And I know, Elizabeth, you're also a producer on this, so I guess were there anything that you two maybe had disagreements with, whether it was, as a star and director, a director and producer and a writer?
No, as a producing partner for him, we had no arguments, unless they were discussions within our remit of what we were doing. What I wanted to bring in as a producer was experience. Somebody who'd been on a movie set for more than 30 years and knew what was what, which he didn't know. I didn't have to... That was just him as both my son, a director and a writer, to bring in the experience and be Team Damien. And we needed that big time. And he learned a huge amount. As director, actress, no disagreement at all. I have implicit trust and faith in him as to how he wants to direct his scene, edit it, deal with it in post. I am there to support, but he's the man. He's got that completely. The only time we bickered and argued was when I tried to be mummy.
This is true.
When mum steps in and says, drink more water, eat.
Go to bed, sleep.
It's time to go to bed. Doesn't that shirt need washing? Then he'd be furious.
Right. Put that sunscreen on.
Yeah. 100%. We're shooting the Caribbean. So that was the only time we bicker and people would be like, ew. But no, when there was a business discussion to come to, it was fine. Absolutely perfect. I've just learned to back off being mummy. I've got some things I could say, but I restrained myself.
Nice. And for you, Damien, I guess what was the learning curve like for you, going from doing shorts and then finally, now you're doing a feature film?
I think it took me a day or two, and I adapted to it fast, but it took me a day or two for the magnitude of it to sink in, was how much logistical hell comes at you a day during the actual production of a film that has nothing to do with your actual job. You know, it's nothing to do with you as directing actors, making a scene look beautiful, covering it, writing it. It's just, oh my god, the trucks haven't turned up. Oh my god, it's
right.
we're being stung by mosquitoes. We're being deafened by cicadas. There's a tropical storm on a day where you're meant to shoot a calm, tranquil beach, and that, you know, and that is where my mum's experience was invaluable, because I didn't have that. I had full self-belief in my ability to physically direct, to physically shoot, to physically write, etc., etc., etc. But I'd never been on a set working out, oh my god, our costume's been denied entry at customs. Help! What do we do? I'd never done it.
What do I do now?
Yeah, it happened. Yeah, it was a lot.
And now, Elizabeth, I know you said your son obviously made you feel very safe during the sex scene. It's obviously sparked a lot of conversation before anyone has even seen the movie. But, you know, when you first got the script, or when the script, I guess, was rewritten so that you had a bigger role, what was your reaction to that scene in particular, knowing that, you know, your son thought you were great for this role and that he would be directing it?
Well, it was a very important part of this storytelling that when Mia, our protagonist, is on this quest to find out why her best friend killed herself, something she knew there was something else, there's elements missing. My character really one of those elements. I was one of the people that had betrayed Rebecca, betrayed her daughter, in a way which is really hard for a family member to see a family member behave in that way. So it was so integral to it that the actual physical filming of it wasn't even something that we talked about, really. We just knew that there's the impact it would have on the story, and the rest was just our job. I didn't really go into things on a personal level. For me, when I get a script, if I feel something's been put in gratuitously, which has nothing to do with the storytelling, right from when I was a beginner, I'd be like, I don't get that. I don't understand that. That's not something I want to be part of. It's just thrown in my head by some male executive somewhere, and I've never been part of that.
Yeah.
And I would not have been on this, but it wasn't. It was so integral. It was part of the storytelling. It wasn't just a sex scene thrown in for distillation. That I didn't even think about it.
But I think anyone who's actually seen the film would have to see as well.
Taken out of context, it's a bit of a shocking, alarming thing. But within context, now you've seen the movie, you can see it's the movie. It's not gratuitous.
Right. It's one of many twists I think viewers can expect along the way.